This lesson will introduce the different elements of a sourcing event in Sourcing Director. To create new sourcing events and manage each of these elements, users will need the Create Events and Manage Project Events permissions enabled. This lesson will introduce each event element by viewing an existing sourcing event, but these concepts can also be applied when creating a new event. Sourcing Director uses a wizard to help guide event creators through the process. Each section of the wizard is associated with a different sourcing element and can be visited at any time while editing the event. Visual cues such as colors, check marks, and numbers indicate progress towards completion and how many of each element are in the sourcing event. The Setup page specifies the event details, such as its name, number, associated commodity codes, and important dates. Depending on permissions, there may also be bid and evaluation options, like making it a sealed bid event, auto-scoring responses, or allowing suppliers to submit alternate items. Each required setup option is indicated by a star icon. Notice that as all required items in this section of the wizard are submitted, the check mark turns green to indicate completion. In the Users section, the sourcing event's user roles and access levels can be adjusted. The users with access to this sourcing event are either added independently or have inherited access because of project level settings. The description of the sourcing event could give participating suppliers more information about the event details, the items being sourced, information being requested, or other important information. Notice that the description can be written from scratch or copied from a library. Prerequisites serve as essential pre-bid requirements the suppliers need to know or commit to before responding to the event. Common prerequisites that suppliers need to complete before submitting a bid include submitting a liability insurance certificate, agreeing to important terms and conditions, or providing documentation for supplier classifications. Buyers can also provide attachments that help participating suppliers better understand the event and its associated details. These attachments can be downloaded by the supplier while submitting their bid. Notice that sourcing events can also provide suppliers the opportunity to upload documents, pictures, or other attachments that will be submitted to the buyer with the supplier's bid. Questions are used to gather information from the supplier when submitting their bid. Event creators can organize and sequence the questions into groups and pages, as well as import questions from an Excel file or existing libraries. Questions can also be configured to provide metrics used in auto-scoring, cost analysis, and panel questionnaires. Items are the goods and services that the buyer is sourcing. Notice that Sourcing Director allows both product line items and service line items to be included in the same sourcing event. Event creators can organize the items into groups, as well as import items with their associated details from an Excel file or existing libraries. When submitting their bid, suppliers will provide pricing and other details about each of the items listed in the event. The final element that is configured in a sourcing event is the suppliers being invited to participate. Suppliers can be added to the event by searching for them in their repository, manually inviting suppliers, or adding them from an existing group. Creating sourcing events can be a lengthy process, but the wizard on the left side of the screen helps buyers navigate to and configure the many elements involved in the process. It's important to note that if a sourcing event is created using an event template, pre-configured elements may be automatically imported into the event. Access to the libraries of pre-configured elements is also determined by project level access. For more information, please view the lesson titled Libraries and Templates. After all of the elements have been added to the event and configured, the event creator can review the details and submit the event into the approval workflow. This concludes the lesson on the elements involved in creating sourcing events in Sourcing Director. Thank you for watching.